I'll give it a second.
Yeah, it's recording. Started recording. Yes.
Okay, so uh, hello, my name is Sam. I have got my dad to help me with this podcast, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
My name is Michael Kissinger. I'm Sam's father, and I was a member of the U.S. military a long time ago.
Yeah. Is it okay if you expand on your background a little bit more?
Well, I'm uh, I'm 70 years old, and in 1974, I joined the U.S. Air Force. And I was working in a grocery store and wanted to do something else adventurous. And I joined the Air Force, and I got put in the military police and law enforcement, and had extensive training in uh, combat training, investigation, uh, travel overseas uh, in Korea, and I was in Panama with the Air National Guard of Oklahoma. And anyway, that's
Yeah.
about.
So we'll be discussing as our topic for discussing would be effective leadership communication in the military. So I'm going to ask you about like a question. Um, what would you say is your personal experience with the military, like with military leadership?
Well, in the beginning, as a young man, you was at their mercy. You was in the training mode, and they was trying to teach you discipline and to do things right the first time, and for you could be trained properly and listen and learn. And as a young man, that went a long ways because I was under their control, and not that I was worried about getting hurt or injured or whatever, but uh, they had a standard and they had a program where they worked you up in time, and in training you started from the bottom and then you continued on through different phases of training,
Yeah.
and it was very interesting.
So you would say that puts a lot of pressure on the people under them, right?
Yeah, the young troops, it was a whole new ball game. It was a whole new
Mm.
world. uh, Maybe they played sports in high school, which I did. I was physically fit, and some things didn't bother me, you know.
So as the next question I'm going to ask you, what would you say would be like a consequence of if you had um, a person above you who had a really bad like a leadership communication to the rest of the people that they're supposed to lead, like in the military?
Somebody that was above me, and then they didn't give.
Yes. What would you think would be the consequences of them having poor leadership communication in the military?
Well, it would weaken the what they was trying to accomplish. If one of my leaders was weak in a certain area, it would have a long-term results on me. But they was trained properly in their phase of leadership, and what they was trying to do is train us where we could be educated and learn and have discipline, be somewhere on time, have respect for others, because it goes in the whole picture of if if you're supposed to be somewhere at the right time, it could cost someone else's life if you wasn't on time for a pickup or a rendezvous or somewhere in that area. Yeah.
Uh, so basically, like on like a lot of these questions I was asking, so you would kind of say that there's a lot of responsibility for leaders to be good at their job in the military because if they didn't, it would be really it would put it would put a lot of people in harm's way if they
Yeah,
didn't do it.
yeah. The people that trained me went through training themselves to communicate uh, a standard. That's probably the standard, a basic standard where I entered the military, and then through time we went through other phases, and there was more responsibility put upon me through my leaders, and sometimes somebody didn't make it, somebody didn't perform properly, and they got phased out.
Yeah. So what do you think is what makes a good effective leader in the military? Like in a short like description.
Well, the thing is, you if as a young man in the military, to see a leader that's willing to do the same thing that he's trying to train you to do. Like if you go on a run, he runs with you. If he has the same training, he's just not there to yell at you and discipline you, because he's already been there. He's already been through that training, and he's trying to carry it on into the next generation.
So it's like you think a good characteristic of a good leader is like inspiring others to
Yeah.
do the same.
Yes, to inspire others. And then if they see that if people see that he's willing to, he's been there, done that. He's already been in the field of training and in the field, and so he's trying to represent and express his knowledge, and that's a leader.
Okay. So on for like the last thing I was gonna ask you for a closing remark, for a question. Um, what would you think would be good advice for leaders today and tomorrow on how to improve their communication skills to be a better leader? Like how would you
Well,
like
a leader, hopefully they put a leader in a position where he's, like I said, he's already been there, he's already done that, he has the experience, and but it's how you represent yourself. If you're a hard-nosed guy, and you know people sometimes they back off of somebody that's hardcore and always yells at you. Sometimes if they if the person that's learning senses that they do extremely care, and it's for your own benefit, those young people will listen, because the instructors have been there, and they're just trying to help the next generation. Does that make
Hmm,
sense on that?
yes. Okay. So you basically would say just that to be able to kind of like better communicate with the the people that you're leading, that you would want to not put too much pressure on them, or like don't
Well,
like make it be like authentic or something.
be authentic. There's always pressure. It's how you deal with it. But if somebody is a leader, and let's say your professors, they're trying to teach you to what they've learned, and the places they've been, and you respect that, and you listen, and you try to absorb all the knowledge that you can, because they've been there, done that. They've already enriched themselves with knowledge.
Mhm. All right. Thank you for the interview of the podcast. Or
Okay.
yeah, and yeah.
I hope I answered things basically.
Mm.